Here's one of those, I think it's a magnificent frigga. They put gliding to a new level. Like they might outdo the vultures. It's a good sized bird, but very sleek in its design, like a kite.
Settling down. I can plant a pretty garden.
I almost went over the bank. So this next video is in part of when I did the biologist for a day at the sea turtle release. Their location near Todos Santos is on Google Maps, so it's not hard to find. And that one we found by cleaning out the nest. After a certain period of time, they clean out the nest and see what the statistics of eggs are that hatched, partially hatched, or got a type of saliva or something like that on them that kills them too. It's not saliva. What is it? Anyways, there are many variables or factors that affect the outcome of a successful hatch. In the morning half of the day, you get instructions. You're taught about the turtles and the process of being there for the greenhouse. In the middle of the day, we take off for lunch or a couple hours. And I'm probably going to be one of the first tourists to ever visit a dump. This dump is south of Todos Santos. I've complained about the garbage, the litter that's everywhere in the countryside. And the guy who was teaching about and helping with the turtle release, he told me to go to the dump and see how the dump is managed and then decide what is better. I guess only you can tell me what is better. So it's going to be a bizarre mix. You got the dump in the middle, you got the turtles on the ends. So enjoy and enjoy the craziness that is me. What can I say? This is the calmest that I've seen the waves since I've been here. At least in the early morning, which is when the tide starts rising at this point in time. But even with that said, you can see how much the sand gets churned up under the water. The lack of uniformity in a way. We have some pelicans doing their thing. I don't know how they here. It's so big and open. Like you wonder how much flying they have to do in order to actually find food. A fish has got to come up to the surface enough for them to see it, close enough to the surface. So basically, every time they go out and they find eggs, there's typically on average 100 eggs. They literally look like ping pong balls, and they rebury them 2 feet down. Same format where it has an larger opening, basketball size opening at the bottom of the 2 feet, and then fill it back in and put these cages around. and number them because they keep track of all the stats, you know, so that way they know how long they've been incubating, which typically takes, on average here, 55 days in this greenhouse. So my job is to, every 15 minutes or so, come in and check for the turtles. And the way to do that is we just take our fingers and just gently, without stirring the sand, check. But I believe this one's been emptied, or pretty much, because you can tell by the depression in the sand, because once the eggs, the turtles come out, of the eggs, the sand collapses down a bit, so it becomes a divot. So that's also an indication. And these are just what happens, are part of the survey of what happens. Like, not all eggs get fertilized. So that's why you see the ones in the yellow yolk. When the turtles mate, the female carries the sperm until she's ready to lay eggs. And that sperm could last long enough for 3, maybe even 4 times that she'll lay eggs. She'll fertilize them and lay them. So she carries the sperm. And so obviously on the 4th or even the 3rd, there might not be enough sperm to cover them to fertilize all the eggs. So this is a chart of the timeline of when they are going to lay their eggs, come out to this beach, for example. And the blue represents the sand's temperature throughout these months. And you can see the latter part of May is when the sand is warm enough for them to actually hatch. And then the top line chart is the temperatures inside the greenhouse, and anything above the blue means it is warm enough in there for the eggs to hatch.
So you take an average of the night and the daytime, and that's what it's going to be down way below. Probably less than what that's going to be below. But okay, the eggs are not incubating, is what she found. The chicken's not laying on the eggs. The sand's not warm enough. Okay, that's it.
Yep. Green turtles.
One of the few places I've seen some agricultural going on here on the south side of No, I'm turning around. So I don't see any heavy equipment. Maybe some comes in. It looks like people live here, which is kind of sketchy. But periodically they must blow those in. clearly is not fenced in. It's not being corralled. They may periodically bring in a bulldozer or something, but it's hard to believe that there are people living right here. At least that's what it looks like. So the wind can blow it all over, obviously. This is Mexico. Someone told me, I needed to come out here and see how it was managed and kind of get an idea why things are the way they are with the litter, with the garbage. It's just not a great system, but nonetheless, me personally, I would never throw litter out in the country into farmland. I would just find a better way to manage it. But that said, I've never been born or raised here, and the people are good. Like, everyone is friendly here, so it's not like partly is poverty, ignorance, way of life, that sort of thing. Workers coming back from the field, I guess.
Like maybe, yeah, go ahead, you take over, because I don't want to do something wrong. Oh!
We just go around, we can see we have some infertile eggs, which they're not good being on top of the nest, because it's harder for the turtles to come out. We have a dead turtle right here.
And then back away a little bit so I don't collapse things.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get the dead turtle out, so you guys don't need to deal with that. See? So, infertile net, and so this turtle died. Yeah. I'm not exactly sure. I think it's larva. Because larva.
So the dead one you can hand to me.
This one?
Yep.
We have one, we're not.
Other one you can hand to me as well.
This one?
Yep.
I'm not too sure what this
Yeah, that's not alive.
Oh,
He's moving, but
Got it. Okay.
it seems
So
like
this one is why we do this, because there was an infertile egg and it got stuck on the infertile egg. And so let them kind of crawl around a bit. So put a bunch of this nice, actually let me just go like this.
that is so cute.
Isn't that cute?
So cute.
is that also?
So these are mostly infertile eggs.
What are
Is that
So
a,
that's
I don't
when
think he's alive.
it's like an egg that was never going to turn into a chicken. It was never going to turn into a turtle. It was just an egg. And this is the olive ridley species. Over here.
What about this little part of the shell I found?
Yeah.
Where do I put this?
There you go.
Where do I put this?
There's a lot. I think we
That
need
one
to
can
kind
go
of.
right in that blue bucket.
Yeah.
Yep, actually. But of course, the predators are then the next big step. The coyotes are going to eat most of the nests. If the coyotes don't get it when they hatch, the birds are going to eat most of the hatchlings.
Do you find the nest by seeing the trail?
Yeah. Put all these shells into that blue bucket.
okay. I was just going around.
Yeah.
He's so cute.
Yeah, it sure is.
He's amazingly adorable.
When you come here, you can't always be guaranteed what Mother Nature will produce and have for turtles. Some days, 3 days in a row, there was no turtles to release.
Wow.
Yeah, this guy's pretty active, really.
This one is.
Not out.
So I think one of the shells. Because of that, nothing came yesterday. That's why we're checking like this, because there might be one baby underneath all these eggs trapped.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to that one that didn't make it.
You can help me with this. Wow.
I've been here for over a week just to participate in being a biologist for a day and to help out. The first time I seen them, they had 45 they released, and the next time 120. And on this day, it was just the one we happened to find unearthing the eggs.